Matt Makins here. It's time for a daily shower, and this one has a serious tone to it due to Ian. If you're new to the daily shower, it's the weather headlines or the big weather makers that are going to be happening across the country and across North America over the coming days. Let's turn to Ian. It is going to be problematic for a number of folks and several days to continue to track the storm, with a potential impactor being a cold front that may alter how Ian behaves as that storm gets closer to the U.S. Latest storm track as of early Sunday evening Mountain Time. Cuba, there's not much we can do. Hurricane is headed your way, despite how the storm may change thereafter. So very problematic for areas around Cuba. Hurricane warnings in place, and that goes through the 27th. And I'll count the dates as we go throughout this. And then as the storm passes over the island there, major hurricane status is most likely throughout the Gulf of Mexico. As we go a little bit later into the mid and late week, here's the 29th, and that's roughly lunchtime into the afternoon hours, as a hurricane offshore Florida and then makes landfall somewhere in Florida. At this point, as the storm nears Florida, there's going to be some changes, and there'll likely be changes to the forecast in terms of strength and also direct landfall. May take a path similar to Matthew, which would be more in the Panhandle, or a track similar to Charlie, which was closer to Tampa. It all depends on the interaction of this storm, this hurricane, with a front, a cold front diving in from the north. And that's going to be this pocket of cooler temperatures here on the map for Monday. These are forecast highs Monday. Watch what happens on Tuesday. Push that cooler air down to the south a little bit. By Wednesday, even farther still. The cold front isn't particularly strong. We're not looking at sharply cooler temperatures here in the deep south. What we are looking at, though, is an energetic system, energetic cold front. By that I mean winds at multiple layers going in different directions. And hurricanes, tropical storms, they don't like that. They like environments that are very uniform. But as this cold front at cooler air pushes down to the south, there will be interactions by Thursday into Friday and Saturday that may steer the storm in a different direction, or that wind shear from the cold front, all those varying wind directions, may play with the intensity of Ian at the point of landfall. But rainfall looks to be on track regardless of exactly where the storm hits. And that's looking at quite of a broad swath here of 7 to 10 inches of rainfall around Florida. Now, certainly if there was a huge radical shift that's not expected here to the central Gulf or something, that would change the rainfall outlook, but that's looking less and less likely as we go throughout the course of this weekend and with data to come over the next few days. So for Florida, look for a lot of rainfall. Again, most of Florida 7 inches plus. And if that storm slows down at all because of that cold front, you're going to have to add up more rainfall here. But the rain, as the storm combines with that cold front up the eastern seaboard, North Carolina, close to Maryland, we're still looking at a lot of rainfall, 2.5 inches plus out of this one storm interacting with that cold front. But again, intensity, speed changes, all those kind of details will be ironed out as we see how Ian interacts with the cold front over the coming days. You really need to be following credible meteorology with this storm if you're over the southeast. Follow the Hurricane Center for those updates for your site-specific information, and that will give you details on hurricane force winds versus tropical storm force winds, storm surge details, and the like. This daily shower is meant to just grab your attention to the headlines of weather. Another area of impactful weather is on the opposite side of the country, opposite side of the states. Here we have Alaska, and we'll also include British Columbia. Very heavy precipitation along these coastal areas of Alaska down into BC. And with that heavy precipitation will also be very, very strong wind. And that's going to be coming by in those same areas, so same coastal areas, and outstretching into the islands too. We'll have some high wind impacts coming. So as far as a daily headline type mentality, that's what the daily shower is. Please like and subscribe if you like this format. We're looking at the hurricane, potential hurricane, as it impacts the southeast, mostly likely to impact Florida. And then on the other side of the country, we're looking at a high wind, high precipitation event from Alaska into BC. And in between, look for quite a bit of warmth across the nation's midsection and west. Until the next time, I'm Matt Makins. That's this version of the Daily Shower.